Welcome to Tech Talk Friday, and I'm here with Karamjit Singh. And again, we are homebound, so we are both separated by this chasm, I guess, between us. And Karam, you can stop fiddling with your phone now. We are live. Karam, one of the things, one of the things that you're trying to block me, is it? One of the things that I read in DNA, about Azran Rani. Osman, he raised up 1.1 million US, right, for Naluri venture, and I saw him sharing it also on LinkedIn, and sent him a note about it, congratulating him. And in this environment with COVID, right, really tough for startups to survive, for SMEs to survive, let alone try to raise funds, right? Because fundraising is something, and all the more we need funds, right? I mean, I know, I'm trying to put my business to a completely digital business, and I need funds. And I think that opportunity, right? I mean, I'm looking at COVID as an opportunity, right, to grow, because it's a virtual world. But talking about raising funds, what's your perspective of startups or even bigger companies like myself and others, who are kind of in the growth stage or the scaling stage? How do we raise funds in this startup in this environment? What should we?
I think first of all, thanks to the WeWork debacle last year, investors in Asia were already different from those in the US or Europe. Yep, they already here a long time wanting to look at your path to profitability. There are some exceptions like Grab, which became a mega app, right?
Yeah.
And then so Grab were in the game in 2011.
If they ever get to profitability,
when DNA launched in our first week, they were one of the stories we wrote about. So different now. It's not a startup. I started 2012 really. So, but the point is that a lot of Asian investors look at path to profitability even more so now. So the advantage of companies like yours, because you say a bit more mature, larger, is you would have already demonstrated your path to profitability, right?
Yep.
At least there's a clear direction. Okay. Not that we don't know yet. Give me 2 million US and we'll figure it out. Good luck.
So path to profitability is one, right? Yeah. But what
it's the main thing. It's not one. It is the main thing, because under there, then when they say people bet on teams, right? If your company by now has already demonstrated the path to profitability, you're already showing the value of your team.
Yeah.
So path to profitability is the key thing for all of you all, right? They will look at your numbers, and then with the money. So without money, you can scale. Okay, we talk. That's it.
Okay. So people like Naluri and all have showcased that, and that's why they have come in droves.
And for them, this crisis has exemplified their value and their need, right? Before that, you may think it's niche, mental stress, emotional, distress in a company, which is linked to your performance, right, on the job. And now with remote working also, there's another layer. Some people really struggle with remote working, correct? In fact, I spoke to a CEO yesterday who said that she felt that she wanted to be in close contact with the team, and now that's going to be tough for the next, 18 months at least, right? At least. So his value has been exemplified, and now look at that. Before he raised the money, even in January he was in Singapore. In March he went to Indonesia. So that's why he will get scale, okay? And volume, business. Nice. So that's why it's important for him to go to those countries. This money will be used for it, not for Malaysia. Malaysia is established. It's just pushing the sales. In those two countries now, he has to demonstrate again his value proposition.
Okay, so that's what about, I mean, the industry in general? What are you seeing in terms of whether the startup ecosystem or the other ecosystems?
Like our friend Dr. Siva and Dr. Supalan and Aaron Sarma wrote a piece about. They wrote a 2-part commentary about time to be bold. Okay, so you being positive is bold. So it talks about. They're saying how can government help to reshape our startup ecosystem? So in part 2, they actually gave some proposals and one of them was where 200 startups can receive US 700,000 funding each within 12 months. They said the government has to pump in money into the startup ecosystem, and the money has to be used up but the money you park into SC approved VCs, okay? Maybe about 5 VCs, and give them money to invest, and they got to invest that money in 12 months. So because he said that the danger is that there are good companies which can die because their contention is VCs are not going to give out money now. They're wary, their bar will be higher. But then, of course, there's the other side of the story. They said
Yeah.
that VCs have money to give out.
Correct.
And,
Why should the government give money when there's so much other needs, out there?
Yeah, but because they're saying that startups are the ones who always demonstrate nimbleness and demonstrate innovation. So instead of investing, putting their money into helping F&B businesses, help startups which are digital by nature, right, and which have demonstrated more. And also because Singapore government did this about 10 years ago, they did 7-in-1 matching, where the government put in, 700 ringgit, the private sector only had to put in 100 ringgit. By the way, the interesting thing is they said that when the funds are allowed to buy out the government, but at a fixed 3% premium interest rate. Okay? So let's say the VC that invests in you took this money from the government, and then maybe after 5 years, they want to buy out the government, right? Okay, whatever amount they took, and X 3%.
Okay.
I already spoke to some people who disagree that by right VC should take the most risk.
Yeah.
Or some people saying do 1-to-1 or 2-to-1.
Yeah,
not,
and also
not 5-to-1.
Also, anything when money flows out, especially this government, you don't know what kind of different. Again, I mean, you have to be very cautious with all the scandals and all the issues that we've had.
Yeah.
Going to this, and
But
why should this VC get and why not the other VC? And it has to be a very fair and transparent process, which probably will be tough to execute in country.
Yeah, but it can be done. That's why they're saying you give to 10 VCs, right? So I'm saying if the government says, okay, we won't put in 500 million, we'll put in 250 million. But they're contingently, they're still pumps in a lot of money into the ecosystem right away. Yeah?
Correct.
They're contingently put the money in now. 12 months, you give the money out to companies, right?
Okay.
And each company then will be capped at 3 million. So the VCs, they get the money, they only can maximum invest 3 million. And at least in the Malaysian context, 3 million goes a long way, right?
Yeah.
So at least,
and I think there are better lying fish, which is kind of the companies that are ready to scale. Because you see, jobs are not going to come. You see, the problem is going to be about jobs. So startups will take some time to do product market fit and so on. But if somebody's already got product market fit, is already figured out, okay, I just need to commercialize. I just need to get what they're going to do is hire a lot of people, right? And that's what they need. They need marketing. They need sales. They need a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
So I would think don't focus on startups. Focus somewhere in middle. Where the guy has 3-4 years, maybe 5 years, and the guy has a great product. It's just not scaled up. And you pump in that 700,000 US, my goodness, you will start to see employment. And this is what we need, is employment. I think, more so than having many startups,
I like what you're saying. So, it's good of Siva and Aaron to throw these ideas out there. We think we should do this, right? And now guys like you and me and others can kick the idea around and further massage it. And the government won't just say, hey, I like this article, let's do this, right? They'll call a task force, right? So you'll probably be roping also Siva, whoever, right? Renuka, whatnot, right? The MBCA president for Malaysia. So they say, guys, okay, we think, what do you think? So they'll further refine it down, which is fine. But get these ideas. That's why their idea is, bold, time to be bold. And I like it. I don't agree with all their suggestions, but let's push it out there. They even want to provide angel. They want to provide matching investment to angel investors and accelerators also.
We can generate a discussion right here on Tech Talk. I think that in the comment section below, we can all talk about this, continue the dialogue.
And we want to do a live stream, right? At some point, coming out a live show.
Coming soon, be a live stream. So that's Tech Talk for you this Friday. Take care, everyone, and let's catch up. And we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. All right.
Next week.